Hey everybody, welcome to Storm Talk on this Monday. I really should be doing the lack of Storm Talk because there's not much to talk about for a while. We've got high pressure control over weather. This is the remnant still of Julia, right at the apex there of not north, actually just north of Myrtle Beach is where the center of it is. It's the remnants really that's getting pulled into a trough will become more of a headache for the northeast part of the country. But for us, dry weather. The main flow, the jet stream flow, way up here to the north for this week. There will be a front that will try to work its way into our area, but it's going to die even before it gets here, and that'll be tomorrow. We may see an increase in cloud cover, and that's really about it. So the outlook in the short term is very, very, very quiet weather, and we need some rainfall. Our rainfall so far for the month, 0.68. Our deficit for the month, over an inch here in Louisville, more than an inch and a quarter in Bowling Green, and nearly the same story as you get into Lexington. So where does that put us? For the September standards, we're actually now they are at our 11th driest September on record for this month. Now, if we don't get any rain between now and the 30th, they'll stand at 11th, and right now I really think that is certainly possible. Now, looking at the maps here this week, I mean, there's the remnants of Julia, again, fading out as it continues to work its way and get absorbed into the northeast. The wise high pressure control over all weather locally. There's a stat I was looking for, the 11th driest September on record for Louisville. We'll see if that holds or not. All right, so let's look at the longer-term models here. Hopefully you're used to seeing these by now. GFS, here's the Euro, and here's the Canadian model. This is going to be for next, or actually the end of this weekend. We have a little bit of a dip here. It's a backdoor front that tries to show up. The Canadian's most aggressive with it, where it tries to smash down this heat ridge and give us some rainfall or cloud cover at some point, either Sunday, Monday, or even Tuesday of next week. You can see, though, it's not very aggressive with it. Even the ensemble's just not quite there. So at this point, we're going very low-end rain chances for this type of front and betting on the heat more than anything. So I haven't really changed the 90-degree highs all the way through this period. Then as we get into next week, we get another push of that warmer air, whatever tries to knock at us, the backdoor front here on Sunday, will get quickly replaced by another surge of warmth. Now, how warm we get, models vary. GFS does show a warming trend, nothing dramatic, because it's pretty aggressive with this trough digging in from the north. Euro is the most dramatic, in fact, takes us back to 90 again as we close out September. The ensembles, kind of a mix of everything, although the Canadian's a little more matched with the Euro idea, and the Euro ensembles match a little more with the GFS idea. So, we're going to have to play it careful here when it comes to how much of a warm-up we see after Monday next week, how much of a surge we'll get. Now, if this trough is deep enough, and the potential is there for it to be deep enough, here is the end of the month here. This is for that trough. The operational and GFS is all we got to work with here, but it's fairly significant with that dip. Then it would likely indicate that we're going to see a pretty big rise before that for the final days of September. But the question is then, when this moves in, this is about the first couple days of October, that finally moves in with some fall-like weather. The ensembles, again, not going to be as dramatic as their ensembles. They smooth out the dramatic idea sometimes of these operational models. But that's our next chance to see anything changeable in the weather. So there you have it. Dry weather, near 90 on a daily basis, through at least the weekend, perhaps even into the end of the month. Now, for those of you that are curious about some of the other models that are snow lovers, then keep watching. If you're not a snow fan and don't want to see what some of the data is out there that everyone's talking about, then you can stop the video here. For the rest of you, here we go. Here is the CFS model. I've talked about this model. It's GFS based. Has some wild runs with it. Be cautious on how you use it. These are the ensembles all the way through Halloween, basically. And yes, it has given snow in our area on 2 of them still. And a lot of that is aimed toward Halloween, by the way. A couple days before or after Halloween is when it says that would happen. So I think that's interesting. Okay, great. It's worth looking at. 2 ensembles out of 4. Okay, let's look further into it. And when I did, I found that it's also forecasting above normal temperatures for the exact same period. Now, does that mean that it can't snow? No, because again, normals by that point will be dropping into the 60s, but I really doubt it, even for that warmth of a level that we're going to be talking about snow. So at this moment, the CFS model is conflicting with itself. In other words, take it with a grain of salt. It's a long way off. Same model, by the way, is really giving us a deep plunge for the month of December. looking ahead here, December's outlook is dramatic on the CFS. Then it warms us up for the rest of the winter. This is the opposite of what a lot of forecasts I've seen out there so far are for winter to once again be delayed to the second half of winter, like we've seen the past several years, the front end being warm. I haven't made my decision yet which way I'm leaning on this. I'm still trying to analyze all the data. I've got a month to get it all done, and I'm going to take my time. But I do see support, just as much support for this idea as I do for the latter delay. I've seen enough so far in all the patterns I've been witnessing and the arrangement that we've had in the oceans to at least raise some eyebrows that we are going to see a different setup than we've had the past several winters, which means you can't really expect exactly the same thing to happen. Within watch, of course, is ocean temperature. These are the water temperatures as of the 10th of September, so a little bit delayed here in this report. But look at the warmth here in the northern Pacific around Alaska. That is key. Because when you get warm air, or warm water, I should say, in Alaska, you're going to really pump up that ridge and really create a huge trough into the eastern United States. Cold air will be coming. And even just in the change in temperature during that period, that water has been warming, getting warmer in the Gulf of Alaska and Aleutian Islands. Very interesting stuff there. We'll see how that plays out as the fall continues. All right, that's it, guys, for now. I'll catch you later on tomorrow.